What's going on, YouTube? I'm Izzo Pool. You have came to Izzo TV. Go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe. Register and log into my website to chat with me directly and or send me business inquiries. Also, you will find all my news sources and information located on my website after you log in. Okay, let's get into the video because I got some good stuff for you guys. Okay, I got some news coming out of 11 Alive. Shout out to them. Go subscribe to their channel and watch them on your TV. Um We're gonna get right into the news uh in a second, but I want to talk about uh these elections. Now I want you to guys keep in mind when Joe Biden first got elected, this is gonna be a discussion. When Joe Biden first got elected, uh he expanded the Supreme Court. And when I first seen that on the TV, uh I don't know why he would expand the Supreme Court, you know? Um, there was no reason for it. These guys sit on the stand for, decades, until they probably really retire. So, there's no term limits for those Supreme Court judges. So, now that, the election is coming around, you know, uh, you're starting to see the purpose of the Supreme Court. I caught another video this morning, approximately like maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I came across this video where the news channel talks about the Supreme Court. The elections got to be certified. Yeah, so I guess if the population can't agree, the Congress can't agree, because the election is going to be rigged, they're going to have to take the election to the courts. So I think we're going to be expecting that in this election right here, because you have Trump, saying that the first election was rigged. It should have never happened. And you have Kamala Harris right now has been handed the presidency. We never seen this in American history before, uh, where somebody was just handed a presidency. You always had to work for that type of thing. We never just seen somebody just walk right in to the presidency, walk right into campaigning, you walk right in to, don't the donations, the super delegates. We've never seen this, guys. We've never seen this. We've never seen this. This whole primary is gone. So now you guys has pretty much set the tone that you're going to be doing this every election. The Democrats are probably planning to do this every election, no primary, just going off the next VP. You know what I mean? Like, this is, come on, man. We have to really really think this thing out. So if Kamala does win, does see seat the presidency for 4 years, probably 8 years, because you're probably going to rig that election too. And probably not going to be a primary in that election too. Uh, you know, uh, the next president after her is going to be Tim Walz. Is that what you? That's what you're saying? Or are we just gonna give Tim Walz the presidency right after your 4 to 8 years, Miss Kamala? I mean, are we supposed to do that? I just want people. I want to get the word out to these guys that this election is probably going to be decided in the courts. I actually, so let me show you the guys the proof to support my claim. Let's go ahead and let her talk, because she can tell you better than I can what is about to go on.
Voters head to the polls. A Fulton County judge ruling today that election results must be certified. Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney says county election officials have to certify the results by the deadline, which is 5 p.m. on November 12th. That's even if they suspect error or fraud. A Republican member of the Fulton.
Even if they suspect error or fraud. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Now, let's say if there's error or fraud, people sending in multiple ballots, ballots getting thrown away. Even if you suspect error or fraud, you're still supposed to turn in those election results. So if this is how I'm thinking. If Joe Biden, if he walks into the presidency years ago, if he walked right into the presidency, expanded the Supreme Court, he had to appoint judges that are going to decide the election in his favor. Let's all speak about that because I don't want that to fly over nobody's heads. When he expanded the Supreme Court, he expanded the Supreme Court in his favor with his judges. These are not non-biased judges. They don't have a bias. I think these guys have real bias. Now, I don't know what the guys that he specifically added in, who got added into the Supreme Court when the Supreme Court got expanded. Uh, but if these guys, if it got expanded and Joe Biden did the appointing, we're probably going to see an election that swings to Kamala Harris because uh, Kamala Harris Kamala Harris got a up on Trump, in the Supreme Courts. In order to balance out the Supreme Court, he would have to be president and expand the Supreme Court even more. And this is one thing I also wanted to touch on is that do we have to keep expanding the Supreme Court every time the president switches? Uh switches, and I'm saying like Democrat president, Republican president. Are we going to have to keep expanding the Supreme Court? Are we going to have unlimited amount of Supreme Court judges? Is that what we're doing? Because if we're doing that, things are probably going to get a little hectic. We're probably going to need some limits on Supreme Court judges, and I want to see if that can get overturned. Because if there's no limit to it, and you could have unlimited Supreme Court judge, this is going to happen every election. Like this, how we don't have elections anymore, so we got to figure this thing out as Americans because this is getting way blown out of proportion. Let's go ahead and get back into the video. Let's rock
County
it out.
Election Board sued earlier this year, arguing that members have the right to refuse certification. But in his ruling, Judge McBurney wrote that election officials have no authority to determine whether fraud happened or what should be done about it, and concerns about fraud should be brought to the appropriate authorities.
And as you can see there, you know, um, like they're making sure that uh they're making sure that this election is going to the Supreme Courts and have their judges decide the election. So I just want Americans to get ready for the big upset, on Trump's side. Get ready for an upset because if they call this election too close to call and they transfer this election and let the courts decide and courts decide in Kamala's favor, and we all have proof, we could pretty much prove that the election was rigged, and it's not in Trump's favor. People throwing out ballots, all et cetera, sending in multiple ballots for the Democrats. If we find it, I mean, I hate the fear monger, but I can see a lot of protests going on, because people won't stand for this. The rent too high, inflation too high, and people vote with their pockets. They don't vote based on identity politics. People vote on wallets now. I think Obama ran out the notion that we're going to do identity politics and vote based on identity politics. I think all that really stopped with Obama. But if we're still voting on based on identity politics, uh, if we're voting now based on identity politics, and the media catches wind that the citizens are not following in line, they're going to have the Supreme Courts decide the elections now. So I want to get your guys' thoughts and opinion, uh, on this situation. Go ahead and drop a like, share, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and comment down in the comment section down below. Also log in and register and log into my website. That way you can contact me directly. Also, you can write your opinion in the public opinions forum of my website about this video, and let me know your thoughts and opinions there, and I'll reach out to you there too. So peace out, guys. Until the next time, and until the next video.